What's going on, guys? So in this video, we're going to be talking about Runick Chimera. I'll have a deck profile for you and some gameplay to kind of see what the deck can do. As far as like a combo guide for the deck, this is a deck that plays the hand in its entirety. With the Runick engine combined with the Chimera engine, you're going to have a lot of hand advantage. That's just what these two engines are known for. You can do a lot of unfair things like the Barrier Statue lock, the Diabelle's Spell and Trap lock, King Tiger Wang Yu, which in this particular build with Hugin being on the field, you probably don't use that sometimes, but in certain matchups like Yubel, it would probably be a good one. I've been experimenting with this deck a little bit here lately, and I think it's really good. Is it tier 1? Probably not. But it does have a favorable matchup with a lot of the other decks, especially if you go first. Which, you know, we know in this current format, unless you're playing Tempai Dragons, going first is, you know, a really big deal because it's hard to break a lot of these boards. But Runick's being a natural board breaker deck in general, and Chimera being a deck that's good playing into boards, it really works well together. And you'll see in some of the gameplay, I think one of the matchups was with Snake Eyes, and yeah, it went really well for us. There are two key cards that I want to talk about before we do the deck profile that really synergize well with this build. For one, Chaos Angel. It is a very powerful card, and you can make it properly in this deck fairly easily with Nightmare Apprentice and Mirror Swords Knight, which is crazy. And there's other situations where you can make it with Hugin and Mirror Swords Knight, but if you want to make the unaffected version, then you have to use a Light and Dark, which is very easy to do in this deck. And the other one is Magnum the Reliever. This card is actually insane because it's an additional way to draw cards, and you can pop a card off the triggering of one of your Runicks. You can trigger the pop. It makes it a lot easier. And then another major one would be the Diabelle's. Like, hey, I can use all my spells, and you know what beats Runick? Cosmic Cyclone, Duster, Lightning Storm. But guess what? We'll have the opportunity to counter those cards a lot easier now. Not to mention in this build we have Guardian Chimera. It's literally so broken. I mean, you just pop 2 cards, draw 1, or you can draw 2, pop 1. So if you're feeling a little high rolly or whatever you want to call it, you know, you could use 2 from hand, 1 from field, draw 2 Runick cards. If you just got it like that, you draw 2 Runick cards, now you're cooking even more. So it's a great thing. Drawing 3 cards, 3 cards every turn. It's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, are there some hard counters to it? Yes, but there's hard counters to every deck in the meta right now. Shifter being probably the worst one. But overall, the deck has really good matchups. But anyways, let's get right into the deck profile. All right, guys, let's get right into the deck profile. So we'll do the extra deck last. The main deck, we're gonna have 3 Mirror Swords Knight, 3 Cornfield Codal, 3 Gazelle of the Mythical Claws. This is probably your best normal summon right now, because this one's going to lead to a situation where you could be locked into fusion, and you really don't want to be locked in this deck, but it's not the end of the world, because you still have your Runick stuff, which are fusion, so you're fine. 3 Nightmare Apprentice. This card is insane. 2 Big Wing Baphomet, 1 Tau the Enchanter, 1 Diabelle's the original Sin Keeper. Basically, your goal with this deck is to lock them out of spells and traps, set up a board where, you know, you at least have a couple negates, a couple pops, and then you have all your Runick spells to back it up. They're not just going to be able to Cosmic Cyclone under this. They literally can't. They either have to out this first, and if they try to set Cosmic Cyclone, then you don't care because it's, you know, next turn, but by then you can destroy it usually. Destruction, you have so much to protect it, like they're still gonna have to set something like Feather Dust or Lightning Storm, and you have the opportunity to pop it. So it's really insulated, as Runick already is against destruction. It's really insulated against that. 3 Chimera Fusion. Very standard. You know, this package, you could argue you're playing Runick, so you could maybe cut this and this, but this deck is built to grind. Like you're gonna have some longer games typically, especially some people aren't gonna scoop and they're just gonna hope, you know. But it gets to a point where they just can't outgrind you. Like there's just no way. So you just have to manage your resources. Don't overcommit with this deck, I would say. That's the biggest issue. You don't want to overcommit, you know, your plays. Like if you know, hey, this is good. I can survive a turn. You know, do that. Because keep in mind, you don't have a battle phase. 2 Runick Fountain. I think even if it was at 3, we wouldn't play 3. I really don't. You might, could, and would, but I don't think so. 3 Runick Tip. 3 Flashing Fire for destroying special summon monsters. This card comes in handy a lot. This card just searches any in the deck. I mean, any of your Runick stuff. 3 Freezing Curses. This is basically your Imperm. It's freaking awesome. 3 Runick Destruction for destroying their spells and traps. There's a lot of Runick running around right now, but this card can really come up in the grind game. 3 Slumber. This card is just kind of mandatory, and it makes them banish. Which one is this? Actually, yeah, banish the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. So it's pretty good in that sense. And it just makes it to where a monster can't be destroyed, and it can target your own monsters. So it helps when you're trying to get the fountain draw, like on your turn. And it helps deck them out, which in this deck, you're probably not going to be decking people out. Eventually, you probably will end up going for the OTK. Not a OTK, but just going for a battle phase win. Runick Dispelling, basically if your opponent adds a card. This is more for just having another Runick name. It comes up very rarely, where if they add a card, you take a card from their hand and then banish top 2 of their deck. Smiting Storm. This one does come up, and this one you could actually possibly bump up, but there's really nothing to cut in the deck. It just banishes cards equal to the amount that's on their field, and it can also do like all the other spells can, special summon a monster from the extra deck. One called by. There's really what other one of could you play? You know, it's great. And then Tikaboo. There can be only one. You know, it's not that great against Snake Eyes. However, it does make them play very weirdly, and they have to kind of go around the world. They don't want to play under it, trust me, unless they go first and set up a board. But if you go first, it really puts a lot of pressure on them. So typically they'll try to go for SP and out it. But by then, hopefully, you can keep them from getting there. And then if you do that, they're pretty much cooked. That's it for the main deck. Let's go into the side deck. I mean, the extra deck. And that is something I do want to touch on, is the side deck. Side decking with the Runick's always a little weird because you don't really have a lot of stuff that you want to take out. So you end up having to sacrifice Engine. But sometimes you just have to. 2 Hugin. You could bump this up. And I might. I'm just testing the 2 right now. 1 Jerry. 1 Munin for life points. You got to have a time card in this current meta. So, you know, what better than this one? That's it for the Runick names. You could play a Frecky for certain situations where they're about to maybe get the battle against you, and Frecky will make them think twice about attacking you because it recycles from the grave. For our Chimera package, 1 of the Phantom Beasts, King of the Phantom Beasts, and then 2 of the Mythical King of Phantom Beasts. So this guy is he's a hand rip, and this guy is a Foolish Burial on summon. And then 1 of the OTK guy. You could argue not to play this one because it's going to be very hard. You're not going to have a battle phase for a lot of the duel, but when you do, and you can make this, it's going to make it a lot easier to go ahead and get the job done while you're trying to do it. 1 Magnum the Reliever. This card's, I say it's mandatory in any Chimera deck now. It's a light fiend, so it synergizes with the whole theme. It also gets you a draw, and it gets you a pop. Also, you can trigger it yourself. So its one effect is when another card or its effect is activated, quick effect, You can banish one polymerization spell or fusion spell from your graveyard, then target one card on the field, destroy it. So you can trigger it with one of your fountain cards. Like if they set a trap. So if they set a spell trap, you can pop it with Diabells, but you can also pop one with this guy as well. It's really, really good. Yeah, and it's a win effect too. Let's see. 2 Guardian Chimera. You want this in this deck because it does come up. Like I said, you're going to be having a lot of turns, and there's a lot of times where you can have 2 bodies on the field. It's not that hard. 1 in the hand, 2 on the field, 2 in the hand, 1 in the field. It doesn't matter. Lars, this is just a little protection against evenly, because unfortunately, you know, that card does suck. But they really can't use it if you go full combo. But I mean, if they do stop you from getting to your Diabells, you do want something to back it up. So probably post side, you're going to want to use this. And in certain situations where they do hand trap you a little bit, and maybe this is the best thing you can get to, and back it up with Runicks, it's still going to be a very overwhelming board for a lot of decks. 1 Typhon, you could take this out for another Runick name, possibly. Typhon is just I call it a lose more card. I mean, you're never in a good position. But in a Runick deck, it's actually good because you can back it up with a lot of stuff, and you don't have a battle phase, you know, so you can just put a big body on board, and it's good in certain matchups. Chaos Angel, you can properly make it in this deck, so there's really no reason to run it. Also, that helps against Tempai. Tempai, if they don't draw a board breaker, they can't out it. Like there's nothing they can do about it. SP Little Knight, yeah, this is just, you know, a great card since this deck does grind. Although you're locked in fusion sometimes, you know, turn 3, 4, 5, this card can be an MVP, especially like in a Runick Mirror. Same with this card. This card's crazy, and it's so easy to make. Also, you can recycle this card off of these 2 guys right here. So if it's in the graveyard, you can get it with this one. If it's in the banished, you can get it with this one, and just keep looping it. You can loop Chaos Angel. It's actually really insane. So yeah, that's it for the deck, guys. Let's get into some combos. All right, guys, I figured we'd just do a real match. Of course, we lose the rock, paper, scissors, unfortunately. But this hand going second actually isn't that bad, to be honest with you. Trying to think the best way to handle this. Mimigools. Yeah, Mimigools isn't the end of the world here. It's not the best matchup. Depending on if they're doing like the hand loop, that's gonna suck. But we're playing a fusion deck, so it's actually oh, this is actually really good because we're turn player. This is actually very interesting. Actually, yeah, I think that's what you do here. All right, you can actually let us play the game, dude, or what? if we ever get that fountain draw off, then we're cooking. We're really cooking at that point. Dude, what are you doing? Can you play the game, bro? We'll send this. We're going to get it back. All out normal summoning. Frecky. Just another Hugin for protection. I guess we could have did that though. Frecky. Alright, so we're gonna activate this. Grab. Oh yeah, they just surrendered. They just surrendered, yeah. Oh yeah, they're done. They're done. It's nowhere near as good as this deck though. Like that's just for sure. We're going second. This hand's not the best going second. Not the worst though. Ooh, if they make a Borland dragon, this is gonna be kind of rough here. Yeah, I think they're. Yeah, if they do that, we're in bad shape. Real bad shape. But if this is just like a Seals Pass deck, then we're cooking. I hate that this is a duplicate. I need this to be something else. Okay, maybe this is just a Seals Pass deck. Oh, no way. No freaking way. Actually, yes, during the draw phase, we will. Oh, yeah, we're just. Why are they... Did I click the wrong... Oh, okay. They just surrendered. Okay. I was wondering. I didn't know if I clicked... Okay, they're just leaving. Yeah, so we're getting a lot of people just surrendering. They probably thought we were on Runick Stun. A lot of people get really, like, tilted when they see that first Runick card come out. And they're like, oh my gosh, I gotta stop the... I gotta stop it. I gotta stop it. When in reality... You don't. Like, in this deck, I mean, you're probably more concerned about the Chimera stuff because both of them create really weird interactions that are tough to deal with. So we go first here. This is, actually... Oh, man, in this case... Yeah, in this case, we have to do it. Hugin. We'll discard this. Typically, this is going to test for Imperm, like, and Ash Blossom. Really, they don't want you. They don't want you grabbing that fountain. All right, we've pretty much checked for hand traps at this point. So in this case, I do want to go for a hand rip. I'm assuming they're on board breakers. So I want to go for some kind of hand rip line. So we're going to hand rip them. Good. And then we're going to discard a random card. Right in this bag. We're going to add this. We have normal summoned. We're going to add this back. We'll be able to get our fountain draw next turn. So I would probably just hold that. Yeah, we kind of just have to go. We have to commit to fusions here to make the best possible board. Which is fine because we can still... We just can't hard make the Chaos Angel. That's the only issue with this hand. Discard this. Add the Codal. Alright, so we're going to activate this. We'll get back one of these to hand. So we're going to have a lot of interruptions here. But I think we want to go for the Spell and Trap Lock in all actuality. So we want this in the grave. I think we keep this in hand. Gazelle. Yeah. We're going to set this so we still have the Guardian Chimera play as a backup, and we can still draw next turn. So we're going to go past turn. We're going to rip. That's good. We're going to rip the draw phase. We're going to bring out Diabels. With a more greedy hand, I like to go for Chaos Angel. So the Engraver, that's actually one of the better things they could have had in their graveyard, honestly. Here. Yeah, I think you just have to just destroy it. You can also protect it. If you really need that monster, you can protect it. That's fine. That's fine. Snake Eyes Cash. Bonfire's really good right now for them. They don't know we have Freezing Curses. So we do want to stop that. Now we're going to draw 2. This could change things a lot. He probably just attempts to go battle here. We don't want that. Yes, so we don't want that. We go Hugin, this, and this. We're going to pop this. Okay, so they just lose there. Yeah, they just lose. Okay. So going second against that deck, we take out Tikaboo. It's not that good. Take out Allure. Not that good in this matchup. Take out our spell and trap lock. Droplet maybe has to be pretty good here. One of these. We just have to take out the call. Actually, Callbot is really good against them. Slumber, we kind of need that. This we'll take out Smiting Storm, and then put in one of these over this. So yeah, that's the siding. As far as siding patterns, I haven't got that 100% worked out yet. Mold Charmy is really good right here. Yeah, Mold Charmy is really good in this situation. Our hand, though, is probably not beating Snake Eyes. I think they're trying to play around it as much as they can. I don't know why. I don't know why they're doing this route, unless they're just trying to make a minimalistic board. Caesar does hurt this deck a lot, though, honestly. But I doubt they're going for Caesar. They're probably going to go for Desiree. If they don't go for Desiree, then they're putting themselves kind of vulnerable. Okay, so they are going for Caesar. I would. I don't really care about that right now, actually. Like, I don't even care about that in the slightest. Okay, Snake Ash. So we're going to draw 2 cards at least. Yeah, this is where it gets... Yeah. This is where it gets interesting. We need to draw into a couple different cards here. Yeah, we're in really good shape now. Because they don't have anything that can interact with this. They're not going to be able to make... They're not going to be able to make DSR right now. There's no way. Yeah, Caesar's a water fiend. Actually, I think we just clean this up. I think we clean up here. In all honesty, I think we do. Especially, let's see. We're not going to get another draw. Yeah, we're not going to get another draw here. Unless he goes Witch. If he goes Witch, then we get another draw. I doubt that, though. He either has Witch in hand or he hard drew the original. There's no reason you wouldn't get... Or did he get the original? He may have. But where's Diabell Star? There it is. Okay. Now I see what's going on. But I mean, there's no Appaloosa. He's not gonna have... Yeah, this is just... We just destroy. We just destroy Caesar, like, immediately. Oh, no, this is Runick Destruction. I thought that was Flash and Fire for a second. We could bait out a lot of stuff. Let's see. Yeah. We're going to be starting with 7 cards, though. If we hard make a Chaos Angel, in all honesty, that almost solos this matchup. You just hard make Chaos Angel. They can't do anything, like, at all. At all. And then you just bide your time if they're not playing the access code talker. Actually, no, access code talker doesn't even work. So I don't know how they out it. Underworld Goddess? Yeah, they don't have an out. I think he misplayed here. Yeah, I think he misplayed. Where did he misplay? He sequenced something wrong because... Oh no, he's playing the Raging Phoenix Zelantis package. Okay, that's fine. But now he doesn't end on Flamberge. So that's not really that good. He still misplayed somewhere. Because you really need to end on Flamberge. So you have the follow-up. Oh, the Silhouette Rabbit. Okay. Let's see. That's going to be a little tough. Because of the pop. Oh, okay. That might have been a mistake. That might have been a mistake there, honestly. I think that was just getting greedy. Unless he's going for Griffin Lock, maybe? Oh, yeah, he just surrenders. Yeah. I think he realized he messed up there. Because we're going to be starting with 8 cards. There's no way that we don't outgrind that.